leader does. So I once worked with a leader who was very dictatorial, and we became very formal, and you couldn't disagree with this leader. So in the meetings, you got a lot of, up and down head nodding, very little side to side, very little conversation in our staff meetings, mostly one way. That leader went away, and we got a new leader who was extremely collaborative. That was the way he worked. Well, it didn't take us more than a month of weekly staff meetings until the dynamic of that meeting changed dramatically. So what that leader did was to affect the climate in the room, and our behaviors changed very quickly. Now, the secret was that that leader believed in operating that way, and he maintained that environment constantly. And therefore, we behaved that way long enough that our beliefs about what we could and couldn't say changed. So that now no one had to even think about whether you could talk about anything in that meeting or not. And at that point, we had effected a cultural change in that group. So culture is created this way. Now, it's a very simple model, but it is very difficult to execute because it requires you, the leader, to behave differently, and it requires a level of consistency and relentlessness on your part that's very difficult to do. And unless you're doing it from a position of values, I have very little faith that you'll be able to do it long enough for it to have the desired effect. Now, the reason it's hard for us to change is, for the most part, our personalities. So all of us are stuck with the personality we have. If you're on this phone, you're probably too old to have a shot at changing your personality.